Hey everyone! I hope that you guys are doing amazing wherever you are in the world. My name is Boom Shikha and I welcome you to my channel. As always, I'm so grateful that you're listening, subscribing, and commenting, and I do appreciate the support that you've given me till now. If you want to give me a little bit more support, then you can do so by going to my Patreon or Ko-fi link. They're both linked in the description below. In this video, I wanted to talk to you guys about a quote by Carl Jung. I've been kind of obsessed with him in general, obviously because of the MBTI. He's the one who came up with the MBTI types. But also more so in general, I've been obsessed with him because he is, I think, one of the most brilliant men out there. And a lot of his ideas really resonate with me. It's just as if he's speaking to me from my heart, from my soul to myself kind of thing. It's as if he is inside of me. And so I know a lot of you guys say that about me as well, but I think a lot of my words come from Carl Jung, and that's why I guess a lot of these ideas appeal to a lot of us, because he really does speak for us. As INFJs, I think he has a lot of ideas that will really appeal to us. And so if you are interested, I do recommend that you go and read his books, or just go out and just read up a bit on his, or read up some of his quotes. And the one that I want to speak to you guys about today is about depression. And my computer's right there, so I'm going to read to you guys from it. Depression is like a woman in black. If she turns up, don't shoo her away. I love that. Invite her in, offer her a seat, treat her like a guest, and listen to what she wants to say. Carl Jung basically said this, or at least it's attributed to him. And I love this idea so much because I don't think it's just applicable to depression in general. I think it's just to any kind of emotion that comes up within yourself. Anything that comes, not even just emotion, feelings, anything that comes up within you, most of us have a tendency to shoo it away, to be like, no, I'm not in the mood right now, or I'm not ready for it right now, or I'd rather do something else, or I'm afraid of this idea or this emotion and I want to run away from it. I do that a lot. And the idea Carl Jung says is that, and I think what he's trying to imply in this as well, is that, every emotion, depression included, has a lesson within it for us. Why am I feeling depressed? There must be a reason for it. Unless it's chemical imbalance, and even then that's a lesson because you can go to the doctor and get it fixed. But in general, if you're feeling depressed or angry or upset or frustrated or anxious or anything really, instead of running away from it and pretending like everything's fine, loading yourself up with sugar or alcohol or caffeine or weed or whatever it might be, whatever your chosen thing is, instead of doing that, take a few moments if you can, if you're capable of it, or if you have the time for it, or if you can, I would recommend that you do it. And just to sit with it and kind of think about why am I feeling this? What is exactly going on with me? Why do I feel so anxious about this decision, about this situation, about this person, about this, whatever it might be? Yeah. And I do this a lot, and I've told you guys this before. This is one of my paramount ways of learning more about myself. Self-awareness, the way I've built it, is by asking this question over and over again. Even when I really don't want to ask this question, I really try and sit down, even just for a few moments, and look within myself and try to think, what is exactly going on with you? Why are you feeling this way? Recently, this happened to me when I was, and I think I told you guys, I was thinking about buying a condo. I am thinking about buying a condo in Chiang Mai because I do spend a lot of time here, and it has been kind of ingrained into me by my parents, my Indian parents, that rent is a waste of money. So if you're going to be living somewhere, it's better if you buy something, yeah? Which is obviously a good advice to give and a good teaching moment. But I don't know how long I'll be here, and I don't know how the situation might change with the Thai government allowing foreigners or not, and with the coronavirus. There's so many random things going on in Asia right now. And so in general, in the world in general, I guess. And so, there's always this thing, well, I don't know if I'll be here for another year. And then I end up being here for another year. And then I'm like, well, I don't know if I'll be here for another year. And then I end up being here for another year. So I've been here 3.5 years already. And I was like, I think it's time to buy a condo. So I looked around a bit. I did not look. I just kind of thought about it. I was like, I think I should buy a condo. And then a few days later, my friend messaged me saying, I don't know if you're interested in buying a condo, but my boyfriend's thinking about selling one. If you're interested, let me know. And I was like, whoa, what the hell? What is this manifesting power that I have? It was a coincidence, but a good one nevertheless. And so I kind of looked at it. I looked at the condo, looked at the person, and for some reason, I had an extreme amount of anxiety about the whole situation, right? And so because I was like, okay, my heart feels a lot of anxiety, and maybe it's just like nerves. But my mind was like, no, this is a good deal. You should go for it. Go ahead, do it. And I started feeling a lot of anxiety. And then obviously the coronavirus thing came up, and then a smoky season's going on right now in Chiang Mai, and a lot of tourism is down. There's a bunch of things going on, basically, as I said. And I realized that it wasn't the right decision. My parents also said it wasn't the right decision, so it worked out perfectly. But what was happening in that moment, the reason I share this story, is because I was feeling a lot of anxiety, and I didn't pay attention to it. I would constantly push it away and think, no, it's okay, it's not important, it's just nerves, it's okay, it doesn't matter, don't think about it too much. The reality was that when I actually sat down, after I made the decision, okay, I'm not going to go for it, after I made the decision, I sat down with it, because afterwards I was like, all right, now I can sit down with this for some reason. Then I realized why I was feeling anxiety and the reason for it. And it was a very important reason. Basically, the reason was, and most people will not understand this, but the reason was I didn't want to leave the area I'm in. I love Chiang Mai, I think, a lot because of the area that I live in. Santitam is the name of the area, and it's just beautiful. It's lush. It's filled with really nice, kind people, lots of good food. Everything is walkable distance. I really don't want to leave this area. Even just the thought of leaving this area and going to some other part of Chiang Mai, moving to some other part of Chiang Mai, it really does not appeal to me at all. And so as soon as I sat down and kind of analyzed it, I realized the truth. It hit me in the face like a bowling ball. And I was like, what? Really? That was it? That was causing me anxiety? I can't believe it. I can't. And I started just being surprised. I was really surprised about myself, because if I had just sat down with myself for a second, for even just a few minutes, and looked inward and tried to realize what was going on with me, I would have realized that the reason I wasn't comfortable with this deal instantaneously, almost instantaneously, because I was worried about what the reason might be. Because maybe the reason was I was worried about money, or maybe the reason was like I don't think I could handle it, or maybe the reason was that I would want to run away if I tried to settle down here. I think the reason why I'm so happy here is because there's nothing set in stone. I can leave anytime I want. So a lot of things were scaring me, and I was afraid to look at the real reason. As soon as I looked at the real reason, though, as you guys know, as soon as you look inward and you look at the real reason for your anxiety or for your depression, you're able to fix it, right? You're able to be like, oh, that is what's causing me anxiety. I see. Oh, that's what's causing my depression. The relationship I'm in, or the fact that I am in medical school but I don't want to become a doctor, or the fact that I'm in a relationship that seems to be going nowhere. Or there's so many things will come up. That's the point where you're able to take action. Until that point, everything is up in the air. Everything and anything could be the reason for your anxiety, for your emotions, for your depression, and you don't know. You're shooing them away, and you're not asking them what their message for you is. You're not listening to them, and because you're not listening to them, you're not getting the true essence of why you're feeling this way, right? As soon as you are able to not shoo them away and actually invite them in and say, okay, here, this is a cup of tea for you. You're not going to stay that long, hopefully, maybe 20 minutes, but I'm going to sit with you for a bit, and I'm going to ask you questions, and hopefully you'll be able to answer me and help me understand what's going on exactly. And as soon as you do that, a sense of peace and calm will prevail over you. And exactly the same thing happens to me every single time. I'll be running away and running away and running away and running away, shooing it away, literally feeling like a ball of anxiety. And then as soon as I decide that I'm not going to run away anymore and I'm going to sit down with it, whatever it is, I feel peace. And then the answer comes. And then an actionable item is in my plate. Because as soon as I realized that I don't want to leave Santitam, I was like, oh, I see, okay, cool. So if I'm going to move or I'm going to buy a condo here, it's going to be something here in Santitam. And it's not going to be somewhere else. If it's somewhere else, I'm not going to buy it. Basically, that's the essence of the conclusion of the whole scenario. As soon as I had that conclusion, it was actionable. There is nothing available in Santitam to buy at the moment within my budget. So that means I'm not buying anything. I'm just going to stay here. I'm going to live here, pay rent, which is completely fine with me at the moment in time. Because as soon as I had that realization, everything kind of just fell into place. It was as if I did not need to worry anymore because I knew exactly what the answer was. And so this is what I think Carl Jung is trying to say with this quote, and he says it so beautifully. And it's just, as I said, it's not just about depression. Now, depression is a big thing that affects a lot of us, a lot of people in general, so that's a good way to start, of course. But if with any emotion, anything that comes up, if you're just randomly feeling a little bit of sadness, you can kind of explore a little bit with that. If you're feeling a little bit of anxiety, explore that. Like, try to figure it out. What's going on with you? Ask it questions. Ask yourself questions, basically. And try to figure out what the essence of it is. And then you'll be able to get an item to action on. You'll be able to figure out, oh, I see, okay, this is what I don't like. Okay, I need to fix that. All right. If it's something that you cannot fix, then you'll just learn to accept it. You'll be like, all right, cool. There's nothing I can do about this. So cool. I'm just going to have to deal with it. I hope this kind of helps you guys. I know, as I've said, I know a lot of you guys message me saying that you're depressed or you're feeling depressed for some particular reason. And I think this is a really good way to deal with it. Maybe slowly but surely you'll be able to get over your depression, or even not completely perhaps over it, but you'll be able to understand it a little bit better, which is definitely progress in this whole battle against depression or against all the anxiety or random emotions that we feel. If you have any questions, please comment below and I shall do a follow-up video on this. It's a really important topic, so I hope that you guys will think about it and kind of apply it in your own life. If you guys like this video and you want to support me further, you can do that as well by going to my Patreon or Ko-fi link. Thank you again for watching. I shall see you guys the next time around. Bye for now.